Well, hi there. This is Andrew Morrison. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Mentoring in Medicine, and I'm so delighted to be able to take you through the manual for our Summer 2020 Virtual Health Ambassador Internship. This video will also help to bring up to speed anyone who are joining us midway through the process. So first, I'll make sure you get a copy of this manual and also access to our folder. Our motto is learning is fun, which is very radical. Most people think that learning has to be hard, but we're trying to make learning fun. And also, we feel that learning is part of the creation process. And so, creating is learning, for we are the creators. Let's take a look at our vision statement. What's the vision for the organization for what we're doing this summer? Imagine a place where students from middle school to graduate school are able to engage in a project based learning experience, where interpreters translate the live sessions into several different languages, where students from around the world can access a learning platform that empowers them to transform their communities, where cost is no longer a factor in the quality of their education, where students are able to work in teams that support their social and emotional growth, where passion drives your academic pursuits, where a syllabus is replaced with a personalized learning plan, where deadlines no longer exist, with students developing their own study plan, where students build their own labs as they support others in building labs, where competition is replaced with cooperation, where all are welcome to join and time is no longer a constraint, where a video library in different languages by academic levels allows anyone access to our educational content, where students are able to speak with STEM professionals from around the world, where students launch ideas that change the world. Well, you can stop imagining, for this is what we are building. I'm trying to use my radio voice here. So here's some of our values. These values are changing, but they're really based upon the energy and the desire of both our parents and students. And so fun, creativity, curiosity, collaboration, community, discovery, positivity, service, action, and trust. I've had some people say, how come there's no reading? How come there's no critical thinking? How come there's no science? Well, we believe all that will stem from a focus on discovery, a focus on creativity. So these are some of our guiding values, because we think that these guiding values will actually make us active and also lifelong learners. Let's take a look at our folder. You click on this link right here. And in this folder right here has all of our past lesson plans. It also has our slide presentations as well. This is a great way for you to come up to speed in terms of what we've been doing in the past. All right, let's keep going. So once again, I'm co-founder and chief operating officer for Mentoring in Medicine, Andrew Morrison. I'm serving as your host. The program goes until Thursday, August 6th, but we're really not stopping on Thursday, August 6th, because Mentoring in Medicine, we are a continuity program. We've gone from middle school all the way to medical school, and we are looking to now go from pre-K to PhD. Okay, so we're not going anywhere. This may be the official end date, but many of our students will be bringing the Mentoring Medicine spirit to their school. So officially, we go Monday through Thursday from 10 to 3. This is the Zoom URL. Now, that may change, and we'll also be making sure to list a special password protected website to alert you of that change. The work that students are creating are being submitted via mimwebtv@gmail.com. We have a Spanish dominant English language learners cohort, and they meet separately during the day. So typically, our daily agenda consists of an opening session and a closing session from 10 to 11 and 2 to 3. This opening session may sometimes extend. We have a number of healthcare professionals who like to present to the students, but ultimately, most of the time is spent in the lab. And we have approximately now, I think, 26 labs. Those are prime labs. And also you have your independent labs and also joint venture labs as well. We have a private social networking site. You can use either one of these links. As I'm recording this, someone was telling me that this link wasn't working, but you can join this. It takes you to an introduction channel within Discord. We'll have a separate video on how to use Discord, but you just go and simply you go into Discord and simply mention your first name and your career goal as well. We just launched a channel called Seeking a Lab, where you can go ahead and introduce yourself, and someone will contact you about joining their lab, about joining one of the prime labs. And you'll also have a chance to develop your own lab. Almost everyone who works here, you have to develop, as an intern, you have to have your own lab. And also you can joint venture with others. Now, remember, we're going from middle school all the way to medical school students. I should say health professional students. And so as a result, parents are utilizing this site with their children. There are minors around this. And so all post content and conversations must be family friendly. And Discord is our only and official method of communication. So please refrain from using GroupMe, WhatsApp, or any other messaging application, because Discord allows us to monitor all messages to ensure a safe environment. And if you need help developing your own channel because you're using something in the past, you can send an email to staff@medicalmentor.org for assistance in creating a Discord channel. What are some of the rules of Discord? Don't publicize drama, respect everyone, delete any posts that you don't want your parents to see. They're about to join. Post content in the correct channels. No trolling, raiding, harassment, no catfishing, no self-promotion, no spamming. Don't send any harmful material such as viruses, IP grabbers. Don't try to exploit, bypass our bots. Don't share anyone's personal information without their permission. And be gentle with your moderator. You'll be going into these labs. We used to call them teams, but these prime labs. And be gentle with the team there, just helping to moderate your activities. So here's a list of some of the activities that we've done so far, where every student comes to realize that you are the director of a lab. So what's the name of your lab? We have all these different names of labs, and students are very creative. There's some funding notices that you can read. Mentoring in Medicine, we're very fortunate to be an outreach partner for the National Institutes of Health. And a lot of the work that we're doing is kind of for real, for real. And the students say, are you for real, for real? Yeah, we are for real, for real. And these are two funding notices that I tell my students to read each one 10 times. These are actual funding notices. We're not applying for them as a as an internship program, but I do want you to get in the habit of reading these notices. They tend to be very dense because what's exciting about what we're doing is that we are getting ahead of the notice, that we're actually doing the research that people are looking to be funded for. So as a result, when you go back to school, you are way ahead, and there may be some opportunities for you to work with NIH-funded researchers. And so this is for real, as the students mentioned, and some of your best ideas when it comes to research will come from these notices. And so if you see here, they give you all these different ideas that you can begin to work with. So I've been encouraging people to read these two notices. Sometimes folks don't get it, but it is very powerful. If you read funding notices from NIH, they've spent hundreds of hours to put it together, and the language is very specific. One thing people did was to create their vision board, and I'd like everyone to create a vision board from middle school to medical school, and it's basically, a collection of images that represent where you see yourself in the future. And you can share this with your family. There could even be a family vision board as well. This has been a fun exercise that many students did. We're big on using Screencastify to create voiceover video that creates a video of a lot of content you created, and you can use that with your vision board as well. We're also infographics. We're going from middle school to all the way to medical school, health professional school. Some activities tend themselves for our middle school students. And so designing infographics, we've been using Canva, and you can look at this presentation. And basically, let me skip down. Let me show you some of the examples of what students have been creating. So basically, we use trusted websites like Medline Plus and CDC.gov, and we find out information and we present that in a very graphical way. And you can use Canva as well. So this is one of the key activities that really gets all students, especially our younger students. Everything is with parental permission to my minors. We're going to be launching YouTube channels. You can launch one for your individual lab as well as for your prime or joint venture labs. This teenager right here is my hero. Read this article very carefully. Ivy Schiffman, 17-year-old who just simply built the world's best pandemic and protest tracker. I think this article should be inspiration to all students because he really just took his passion. And this is an example of someone taking their passion and building something of value. And I'm confident our students will be able to build things of value as well. And I think the one thing that stood out in here was actually his GPA, which I think they said he had a GPA of like 1.7 or just less than 2.0. He got up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So he had a 1.7 GPA. Okay. He's really a bad student. So please, this whole notion of good and bad, we're all about allowing your passion to drive your success. Digital storytelling with Scratch. Here's something that I would encourage once again, all students, but especially our middle school students, to learn how to make a healthy living digital story with Scratch. These are two videos right here that explains it. There's a sample story called Soda Cat. Here's a blank tape template that you can use, and then keep learning how to use Scratch because we'll also be creating video games and other things as well. And you should be able to improve the quality of your Scratch videos. And guess what? If you want to go to the next step, after you created your Scratch video, I'd like you to add your voice to your healthy living Scratch story and produce an actual video. And what you can do is you can use Screencastify, what I'm using right now. You can have your Scratch story going, have you and a friend kind of, say the voices and make that into a movie. And with Scratch, you can do it, but based on COVID-19, you could do it based on a health topic. You can really work with Scratch and develop different types of stories. Also, would like to know more about you. So students have designed a top things about me slide presentation. This is another fun activity where and we're also very mindful of personal information, especially for our minors. Just put your first name on the presentation. So here's something where the student talked about basketball, pizza, favorite music, technology, colors, drinks, favorite animal, snake, weather, and country. All right. So you can take a look at what other students have created in terms of their About Me slide presentation. And once again, there's no need to put your passport information or any other personal information in there as well. This person wants Aston Martin, skilled at cooking, loves video games, a large company, favorite artist, wants to learn multiple languages, wants to be carefree one day, likes to stay up late, loves to sleep. Okay, so great. So this is really all about students getting a chance to express themselves, and you can also make that into a video as well. A lot of stuff that you create, you can actually put it into a slide presentation. Because at the end of the summer, I'll be expecting you to have a report. So you're designing a public health social media graphic. Here's something else. Our biggest enemy out here is misinformation, and we'll be encouraging you to develop public health campaigns. And these are some images of, other campaigns, and you'll be thinking about different issues that we're facing and what kind of campaign you can create that can change people's minds. And here's an example of different memes students have created. We had a great time, and go ahead and develop your own memes. You can do it. Drink that water. It's just a cold. I can come into work. Literally any mask, everyone, hand washing, disinfection. You gave me your cold. I know who you are. I will find you and I will breathe on you. And so, how can you begin to use humor as a way to really get people to listen and focus on your message? When you leave your family to go to buy groceries and toilet paper, and this is a very powerful information graphic by NIH to help you understand the differences between anxiety and COVID-19. And given this pandemic we're in right now, anxiety is at an all-time high. So, and this presentation talks about how you can pick the issue, define your outcome, make sure you're always using reliable sources, because that's how you'll be able to give out accurate information. And you always start with what's in the news when it comes to selecting your project. And we've been using Canva a lot. And this talks about what you can do to create a compelling presentation. Our sources of trusted websites include NIH, .gov. It includes the CDC as well. It includes Medline Plus, and you should be citing all of these sources. And we've been doing treasure hunts for you to kind of go through. It's very powerful for you to spend some time on these different sites and get to know all of these various resources. All right. So let's see what else. Also, when it comes to developing a meme, this is a meme generator right here that many students having a great time. And this is a link for Canva. So the heart of our presentation this summer has been COVID-19 research. And here is a sample research proposal. A lot of these documents you can open up and simply make your own copy. I had to add the word one page recently because many students think this is an essay writing contest. So, and also if you're a minor, just mention your first name. But everyone is organized into labs, title of your study, your main research question or hypothesis, target population, literature review, a couple of publications, the survey method most people are doing online, some of the key questions that you'll be asking in the survey. How will you reach the market? This is what I'm judging you on. Because many people are coming up with great ideas, but your market is not addressable. And what do you hope to discover when you target this market? And how could this impact public policy? So this is really critical because we're not just simply trying to write a publication that will go in some obscure journal. Your research has to impact public policy. And I guarantee you someone will stand next to their local city council person when they are releasing their study. Okay, so literature review that can be done via PubMed and Google Scholar. Crafting your survey questions. All right, this right here is so important, and sometimes I kind of get very animated because students, yeah, they're not listening. And it's okay they don't listen, because if you don't hear, you're gonna have to feel. But anyway, so Phoenix Toolkit, everyone should be spending hours. This is probably the one site that everyone should be spending hours. Now, when I say spending hours, once again, I'm talking to some middle school students as well. Don't stress about having to know all of these terms. Your job, you'll be on what they call definition duty. But some of our high school and college grad students, you'll be pulling your research questions from this Phoenix toolkit. And that's how I'm judging the question that you put together. I decided to produce a video on how to conduct an impact study in 14 days. You can go ahead and watch this video. This kind of talks about it in more detail. And also I give you the PDF as well. And also I review a proposal. Someone was brave enough to submit a proposal to me, and I kind of, in my own charming way, I kind of gave them some feedback. Here's an example of a survey that one of our teams already completed. You can learn from their survey. This is the format that I'm looking for. Personally, I don't like the next button. I like to have everything on one page, but it's okay. But you can take a look at their survey and learn from it, because many of their questions have been validated. And I keep stressing that. Are your questions validated? And also what's wonderful is that they included some of their data and we'll be talking about data mining and data analytics. And so this is their actual survey. And those of you who are really into data, don't worry about even doing your own survey. You can maybe even do an analysis of their data and append some big data to this and come together with some new and fresh conclusions. So this isn't about you reinventing the wheel. You can easily partner with someone else. Video profiles of professionals. This is going to be an exciting project. We haven't started it as of yet, but we'll be having the labs work with healthcare professionals to create 60-second video profiles. And here's a couple of profiles that were already created. So you're basically interviewing a healthcare professional. You're getting them to record themselves and answer 8 or 12 questions. You're making an audio storyboard for them. Here's some of the potential profile questions. So if you know somebody in your family who is a healthcare professional, you can interview them over the phone. You can get some images from them, put those images together, and produce a video. Okay. Next project, near and dear to me, public health radio campaign. Whew. This is, don't get me started. We're looking to focus on actually several different countries, but right now we're focusing on Puerto Rico. Here's a link to the adcouncil.org. You can take a listen and take a look at some of these other campaigns that people have created and learn from them. So I'm deliberately not teaching everything. All right. I'm relying on you to learn, that the students, you will learn to learn. All right. And here's a sample.
Social distancing slows the spread of coronavirus. So if you have a fever, dry cough, and shortness of breath, call your healthcare provider before going in. More info at coronavirus.gov. Let's all do our part, because we're all #alone together. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Okay. And I want you to say powered by mentoring in medicine toward the end of your commercial. So this link shows you other commercials, and you should be able to learn from that and make it culturally relevant. Let's make a commercial that appeals to people who are Bengali, who appeals to the West Indian community. It's all about using your culture to better communicate and increase health literacy, because health outcomes are directly proportional to health literacy. So here's some other links that will teach you how to produce a public health campaign. One of the first things students did was to brand their labs. We have individual labs. You can start developing your own individual lab by having a name. You have joint ventures. You can work with other people. And then there are prime labs. And we have approximately 26 of them. And we'll make sure we integrate you into these existing labs. We may even start new labs if we, reach our capacity. So focused on you as an individual, what's the name for the lab? Think about a logo for your lab. Think about building a website. You can use Wix. You can use WordPress. We have a video on how to build a free WordPress website. But ultimately, your lab will live in your slide presentation. And so you can have a slide presentation for your lab, where the first slide has your name, your logo. What are some of your areas of interest? You can talk about your research topic, which is optional. You can list some of the services your lab provides. Have your vision board there, any memes, any definitions, 10 things about me, any videos, a YouTube channel, and so on. And so basically, your slide presentation becomes a place for you to showcase everything your lab is doing. Next up is middle school tutors. I have worked with my middle school students. All right. Your job is to go back and help other middle school students, help other elementary school students, help other kindergarten students, help other pre-K students. And so here's a lesson plan I'd like you to watch. The first one is how to become a student instructor. This is a guide for middle school students on how they can use all of my content to get other kids around virtual learning, and you are going to become a teacher where you can teach younger kids the parts of the human body, have some activities here, teach them about the fun facts about their heart, get them drawing images, teach them about the fun facts about the lungs, and also why do we get sick. And so if you're a middle schooler, I want you to become a tutor. You're going to have your own tutoring company. Okay, now This next section is very exciting, and it's also very key for our college and grad students, because what I'm looking at doing, once again, this is a continuity program. We don't really end in August. I want to follow you all throughout your career, but we want to begin to identify a biomedical researcher. I have a couple of biomedical researchers who are interested in working with you. Albert Einstein College of Medicine is one such school, and students have already begun to do a search. They picked a department, cell biology. They would then find someone who's doing something that's very interested in cell biology, take a look at their research profile. And I keep saying, please do not contact these people. Please do not contact them. Do not contact them, okay? And simply take a look at some of the research that they've done. You'll find one of their publications, all right? And what we're going to be doing is take their abstract and explain this to a middle school student. Take their abstract. Let's make a video game, okay? Take their abstract and let's make an animation from that. Take this abstract and make it into an infographic. So this is going to be really exciting, because this is going to begin to open some doors for you when it comes to being able to connect. So you will find a biomedical researcher, and we'll be also sharing with you a couple of names as well. You'll find a past publication. Because you're working in a lab with different grade levels, you'll be able to develop a glossary for middle school students. You can do that in Google Doc. Taking a look at this paper, design infographics to explain key concepts. I'm going to push really Canva, and you can do a 60-second overview, do a 5-minute overview. You can use Scratch, Powtoon, voiceover slides, Prezi. You can even produce a video game. This is exciting. This is why this is not simply about medicine. If you're going to be a game designer, hey, that could be your lab. Everyone will be coming to you for you to develop a video game. And who likes to laugh, especially me? You can maybe produce a comedy skit around that. Okay, so this is going to be an exciting focus of what we'll be doing. Primary goal, once again, is to train students in teams to form labs, to conduct a population study, and to publish their findings on the impact of COVID-19. This is a main contact email. Here's my email as well. And also take a look at our FAQs, and you can read them over. I'm making some slight changes. I promised to give you a video recording every day, but when you see me, I spend half the time making jokes and singing songs, and you don't want to spend 5 hours watching that. So we'll be doing video summaries of the day. So welcome to the Summer of Science and Service. That's what we're calling it, Science and Service. We're doing both biomedical research, we're doing public health, and also other projects as well. We are your lab guides. This isn't school. Someone came up with a slogan, this ain't school, son. This is your lab. You are a creator. You are a scientist. Why are you a scientist? Because you're asking questions, and you're an advocate, because we're conducting research impact policy. We want to bring lab to the streets, citizen science, save a life. And what's the name of your lab? So what are we doing? We're offering you lab space. We're renting space in your mind. We're offering you a chance to do projects. We're giving you all the tools, training, feedback, and exposure. And someone who's going to be on radio, someone will be on TV, someone will be interviewed by a newspaper because of all the work that you'll be doing. And once again, everything we're doing is kind of driven by some of these NIH funding opportunities. So what's our core content? Once again, explore funding opportunities, understand the science of COVID-19, work on your research proposal, craft your survey questions. And if you're just joining us, don't worry about getting your own survey done. Join a team that has a survey. There's so many other ways you can support us. So don't really stress about, I need my own survey. You can help to market existing surveys. You'll be learning about the fundamentals of statistical analysis. I enjoy big data, so we'll teach you how to cross-reference with big data, data analysis, visualizations. We'll also have lectures by healthcare professionals, and we'll be drafting a scientific publication with science citations. One of my mottos is less stress, more success. There's so much stress around getting this publication done. Tell folks my birthday's in September, so we have enough time. And a lot of things are going on right now, so I don't want people to have a sense of anxiety, and we'll go at your pace. And so, when you're working with someone, you always want to know, what's their personal style. And so, even though I am leading this initiative, I don't really like the word leading. uh, I'm really singing a song, and the song is about creation. The song is about service. The song is about helping others, and I'm delighted to be a chief service officer, more so than anything else. And some people call me eccentric. I'll take that. And also highly energetic. I beg your patience and flexibility. We've been learning a great deal. I've apologized more in the past week than I've apologized in the past year, which is all good. I tell all my students that thoughts are things, and really try to reframe your past experiences. Don't get caught up with regret. Look at the future in a more compelling way. Don't be filled with anxiety. Words have power. Work on your words. In the morning when you get up, say, I'm lovable and I'm capable. I'm lovable and I'm capable. I believe we're at war. We're at a war, and where's the battleground? The battleground is your mind. Let's make sure we feed our mind first thing in the morning with something that's positive. Force versus flow. I don't like to force things. Let's simply flow. And if you flow, you're able to get a lot more done. Your passion drives your project. All right, let your passion drive your project. Take notes daily. Every single day, you'll be learning some new words, learning new concepts. So take notes daily. Slow down to speed up. Like right now, I'm speeding up. The first week, we were doing vision boards, doing infographics, but now we're speeding up. Teach to learn. The best way to learn something is to get ready to teach it. So guess what? Some of my lives in the future, you'll be creating lesson plans as well. And as I said, passion drives your project. This is so important. I'll listen to it twice. That wasn't a typo, but it was a typo. Your success is both possible and necessary. And here at Mentoring Medicine, we want to provide you the tools. Smart is not who you are, it's what you get. Shout out to East Ramapo for giving me that concept, Dr. Wordman. And so, no one is smarter than you. No one is better than you. They simply spent more time learning more words. You can get smart as well. What's your superpower? My superpower is reading and critical thinking. We all have superpowers, and be careful about what your superpower is, because that will pave the way for your long term success. You have to be present. Please be present. People sometimes in the chat room are talking about something else. Simply be present to what's in front of you, because that's where your power is. Honor your emotions. However you feel is the way you should be feeling, but how you express it, you may want to think about that. A lot of things have been happening, and I'm confident that as we look back, we'll be able to grow from this. Oh, I should remind people to read my favorite book, which is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Yeah, I'm going to add that as required reading, because it helps you learn how to better express your emotions. Many students come to me, how do I build a YouTube channel? How do I write a press release? Figure it out. Simply Google it. Have an approach to learn. This summer, you're learning how to learn. And by learning how to learn, you're always an active learner, and there'll always be opportunities for you. Come with a recommendation. Things are happening, things are moving around, things could be more better. So come with a recommendation. Move from being a critic to a creator. Be careful about the facts. If you want to get me excited, tell me something that's not right. Okay. So come to me with facts, 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 facts. People love the words I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm confused. Move from I'm confused to I am seeking clarity. Things will go, you will have undesirable results, but you want to discover the good. If you can get a habit of asking yourself, what did I learn? What did I learn? What did I learn? Even in the midst of undesirable result, you'll be able to get past pain, and you will not have to suffer. You will experience pain in life, but you don't have to suffer. And suffering is really when you stay stuck in that past situation. If you see something, say something. I've got thousands of students who are part of this program. Please let me know if you see something out of whack. Cover my back, please. I mean, I'm just trying to help students succeed. And it's amazing, some of the things that people are challenging me with. I don't believe there's any hate out there. Just simply levels of love, and we want to honor other people's experiences. And ultimately, we're offering a launch pad. We're offering an operating system to build your personal brand. That's what we're really doing. So the background, we have nearly 1,000 students. This program is global. We go from middle school to graduate school. Once again, we have a cohort of Spanish dominant English language learners. I need to tell you the story as to why I'm so passionate about this demographic group. Yeah, they're. I'll come back to that on a later date. But Discord is our communication channel. We're using Moodle as our learning management system to be able to add all of our videos. We're encouraging students to use a professional uh, email address that's personal. Oftentimes, with some of our students, the Gmail address that you may receive from school doesn't work with some of the apps that we're using. So to think about that. We're also giving you a chance to track your service learning hours. You can just create a Google Sheet and track your service learning hours. Your capacity to work with us is based on you. Is based on your availability. Less stress, more success. Some students are bilingual, so you'll be able to work with some of the bilingual programs we're doing. Think about your internet connection. Your device. If these things are limited, just do what you can. And the key thing is to develop an area of focus for a special interest group to allow your passion to drive you. So we'll be giving out badges in several different areas. And so we'll have a focus on personal development from mindset to team or Operation Clean Home. This is so important. All my students will be learning the difference between, disinfecting and cleaning. And this is really important that we do a better job in cleaning our homes, and our students need to take the lead on that. We'll help you with friends and family dynamics. We have vision boards, journey boards, how you get there. We're doing 60-second video resumes, personal learning plan. You'll be creating content, exercise and nutrition. Are you exercising? Are you eating right? Digital citizenship, and also you'll be writing a final report. So you'll be working in, I'm going to say labs. I'll no longer be using the word teams to publish a scientific paper. And once again, this whole notion of publishing a scientific paper, it's so charged with so much emotions. Mentoring in Medicine will be releasing our own online journal, and you'll be submitting that to us. The bar to be able to publish with us is not going to be set so high. You have to have 100 different citations, and you have to it's going to be real easy because we want to make this easy. Okay, life doesn't have to be that difficult. And when it comes to research, you can do family, personal, medical history. You don't have to do this, impact study with 500 responses. Once again, NIH funding is driving us to be able to develop the question, literature review. We're basically going to be doing an impact study, given the short time we have. So this is a snapshot, but there are other opportunities in the future to do longitudinal studies, case and control studies. And once again, we're looking to publish that paper or simply publish your findings. All right. Once again, I'm going to make this as easy as possible. And so, in summary, all of our public health campaigns will start with finding reliable medical information. Some of you will be doing walking clubs, virtual fitness clubs, weight loss challenges. We'll be developing MIM YouTube news network. We want to get a jump start. We'll be developing Facebook pages as well. We're doing virtual medical missions. We're starting with Puerto Rico and other countries as well. Have a chance to develop some video games. You can use Scratch, Roblox, Flow Lab, and also have an interest in sports medicine. And it's really you're the one who's driving it. And so a lot of these activities I'm not really doing. You're actually doing. We'll be showing you how to fundraise. Who wants some money? How to use GoFundMe, how to do scholarship search. You can make some money by managing a community service project. Bookcreator.com. You can make a book on what you learn here and sell that book, and you get to keep the money. Give me some money as well. There's also cafepress.com. You can make your own products. I'll be training you on how to be a tutor. You can make money from tutoring, and people will also be willing to make donations. The economy is changing. I really need to support you in preparing for this remote economy and position you for digital jobs. Some students are interested in learning about the stock market, and some students will be, investigating, different healthcare stocks. Get your credit report to take a look at it and save your money. Focus on budgeting. So our technology platforms, it's Zoom and Google Meetup. We're using Zoom in the open and closing sessions, and Google Meet is held during the day for the labs. Discord is our private networking site, and also Moodle. That's where we're putting up all of our content. Our skills include Scratch. That's for our digital storytelling. Google Drive, you'll be learning how to use the different programs in there. Prezi, Scratch is repeated again. You got Canva. You'll be learning how to use YouTube, video and audio editing, social media, and R and Python. This is kind of a breakdown of the schedule for our Spanish cohort. Week 1, launch week. Week 2, building content. Week 3, social media. And week 4 is preparing for final presentations. Think about this. My middle school students, you are on definition duty. Your job is to define all of these scientific terms that people are using, and you're asking the why questions, to help us better explain the work that we're doing. So, but this doesn't limit you. And so you'll be able to select activities based on your interests. And so once again, we're launching. Week 2 is content. Week 3, social media, and you'll be getting to your final presentation as well. My high school students is a how question. How can we do this? How can we do that? And I'll need you to do a lot of the heavy lifting. So if you think about this, my middle school students, you speak to our heart. You speak to greater understanding of key concepts. All right. Why is COVID-19 a pandemic? My high school students talk to the how questions. How will we get this research done? How will we collect the names? And the how questions, you can think about it that you're the hands of mentoring in medicine. You're the hands and you're the feet, and you're going out there to make things happen. And then we ultimately have our college grad students. You're the who. You answer the who question. And the who question is really all about, who will we be, and also what will the focus of our research be as well. Okay. And so by having these different types of questions at different academic levels, we're able to allow our interests, allow our past experiences to drive what we're doing. Oh, wisdom of teams. And so our labs, let me change this to wisdom of labs. Okay, let me not do it that way. Let me do it this way. Edit link. So wisdom of labs. I mean, I could keep it wisdom of teams. It is a team, but this presentation walks you through how we created all of these labs. Okay, building a winning lab. Okay, whoops, building a winning. I'll leave team there for now. All right, so basically, we randomly assigned participants to 25 rooms. We then had them select an election manager to run the elections, and they selected a moderator and a co-moderator. And for some of you, you may join an existing team, or I may have you go through this process of forming a new team. And then the moderator creates, permanent Google Meet. And the purpose of all decisions require a majority vote. And then I go through some of the roles. And so the moderator manages conversations, brings the group to consensus. Then we have 2 co-moderators that support the moderator in his or her absence. We have a secretary, overall project management. We have a timekeeper, keep track of time. Protocol observer, remind people, hey, chill, speak from your own experience. Other rules to minimize conflict. Treasurer, I'm giving out some money. I'm giving out, small little stipends. But you want to track income expenses. You have a presenter, that's kind of a rotating position. You have project managers, there's so many projects. So people can step up to be project managers. You have advisors, outside advisors who can support you. You have reporters, and these reporters are actually trained by MIM, and they'll be assisting you and helping you just kind of point out key elements of your final report. So the moderators, they help to lead the team in a series of assignments, from selecting a name for their lab. They have a shield for images represent their team values, a slogan, a song. They designed the YouTube channel. They voted on a research topic. They complete the research proposal form. They selected survey questions. They organized video abstracts and scratch stories on biomedical researchers. They developed infographics. They design business cards. Why not that? Hey, how about a poster? So every lab member should have a poster that they can put up kind of in their room. How about having a table name card? Once again, my middle school and high school students who are part of these teams, definition duty. Make sure all these words are clearly defined. Moderators can have a better understanding of everyone's interest and skills. You're going to have a slide presentation for your lab to showcase their work. Radio commercial is really big for me. We're developing public service announcements. Every lab should be producing a radio commercial. There should be a plan for tutoring pre-K to third grade students. My middle school students should be reading that. We're looking at different project management software to manage all of these projects. And one such project is to develop a table with COVID-19 data with each person's zip code who belongs to your lab. And by the end of each day, all moderators have to deliver a 60-second team update. So what will be some of the outcomes? The primary one is a report. We talk about writing a publication, no stress. You have completed several projects. You've conducted some research, okay? Whether it's personal, family, or population study, you're part of a team. And even if you still don't do any research, you're around people who are doing research. And because you did the Roblox video game, you're part of our research team. And secondary is to publish the actual scientific paper. These are a host of resources that I'm giving you. Please click on them, spend some time on the websites. These resources are designed to get you smarter when it comes to understanding the scientific process. Take a look at creating your own personal learning plan. I'm not here to teach you anything. There's so many resources now online that you can learn about Facebook, learn about epidemiology, learn about COVID-19, learn how to use LinkedIn, okay? All these are great resources. Learn social media with blog.hubspot.com. And then for my parents, we're focused on safety more than you can ever imagine to make this a safe environment for your children. I'm having weekly meetings with parents, Thursdays from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. All these times are Eastern Standard Time. Parents, I'd love for you to have your own projects. Everything I do is permission-based. Your children may have a chance to earn some funds. Sometimes we're having some raffles. I'm also respectful of Sharia laws, so we're doing the raffles during lunchtime. All students are not going to be exposed to that. And you can think about if the students are able to receive funds through GoFundMe, PayPal, or Cash App. We always keep reminding the students, talk to your parents, talk to your parents. And ultimately, we're willing to offer academic and social emotional support. We have social workers who will be making this available and giving presentations as well. So in closing, I want to remind my students to track their hours, create a spreadsheet to track your hours. You'll be receiving a certificate of participation. You'll also be receiving a letter of reference, and you'll be actually writing the letter of reference. We'll talk more about that. But how many hours you spent will be a big determining factor in the quality of the letter that you receive. And I want you to leave here getting ready to make a presentation to your school and maybe even planning an MIM day. So there'll be a lot more information that we'll be adding, but I just wanted to give you a quick overview of all the great things that we're doing here at Mentoring in Medicine with our Health Ambassador internship. And we've only begun, because we're going to be here for the rest of your career. We want to make you a full professor. We want to make you the chair of a department. We're going to make you the CEO of a hospital system. And so I'll see you on the other side.